We brace at the abdominals. Let's lift that arm and leg. Tap the floor. Lift it back up again. Think length, length, length here. We're reaching that arm and leg away from the torso. All right, awesome. So let's go and start with the foam roller. We're going to bring it right in front of us here. Okay. And then let's go ahead and bring our feet about a little wider than the roller here. And then this will be kind of a little bit more of a dynamic squat. We're going to go ahead and reach the hands forward, sit back towards the heels. Look down at our roller, making sure we're evenly going down into a squat, and then evenly coming up. Spreading the toes, weight on the heels, bringing it back in. Nice and relaxed shoulders here, feeling the loading of the glutes and the hamstrings. Here's 6. Nice. 7, 8, 9, and last one, hold it here for 10. We're going to lift the heels, lower the heels back down for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stack it all the way up on 1. We're going to lift it all the way back up. And then let's grab the foam roller again here. And we're going to go ahead and bring it down to the thighs. All right, let's start with some roll downs first, just kind of mobilizing through the spine. I have my hands nice and wide here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and roll down through the spine, keeping that roller against my thighs, extending my tailbone at the bottom. I'm going to tuck the tailbone under, roll it all the way back up, chest nice and open at the top. And again, diving around through the spine. Shift the weight towards the heels, tuck and roll it all the way back up. Good. Let's do 3 more of these. Rounding through the spine, extending the tailbone at the bottom, tuck and roll it back up, squeeze the glutes forward, press against that roller, chest down and back. And last 2. Oh, I forgot to mention Happy St. Patrick's Day. Almost forgot it was a holiday. Last one here. Good. We're going to roll it all the way back up, stack it nice and tall. Face the palms towards each other. We're going to go into another squat, rolling the roller down the legs, and then stacking it back up again. Awesome. Now, trying to keep that upright posture. I want you to think about tucking that tailbone under just a little bit so you're getting a little bit of core engagement here. So we're drawing that belly button in, bracing at the abdominals as we lower, and then pressing through the heels as we lift. Let's do 1 more here. Good. We're going to stand it all the way up. Now we're going to hinge. So from here, I'm going to set my hips back. Lean forward. I'm hinging towards the roller. I'm going to squeeze my glutes and hamstrings and stack it back up. Let's do 10 of these here. I'm going to hinge it back. Hinge it forward. Squeeze my glutes at the top. Here's 3. Good. 4. 5. So you'll notice it's more of the hip sitting back than it is a knee bend. There is still a slight knee bend here. But what we're doing is not extending at the low back. We're just sticking the hips back, pulling the hips towards our heels, loading those glutes and hamstrings. We got 3 more after this one. Awesome. 2. Good. And last one for 1. Awesome. Now, let's take that roller. I'm going to bring it back down to the floor. And I'm going to pivot from here. And then in this position, you can actually I'm going to bring that roller closer to my front leg here. And we're going to go into a front lunge here. I'm going to lunge forward, stack it up, and I'm going to lunge forward again for 2. Back leg stays straight. 3, 4. I'm going to bring my right arm out, hinge forward and hold. I'm going to lift that back leg up. Now, in this position, I'm going to drive that knee through, stand it up, and I'm going to reach that leg back into a bit of an airplane position for 2. 3. Now, all of that work is coming from that standing leg. 4. And 5. I'm going to reach that leg back again. Now, holding onto your roller, I'm going to pivot my hips open towards the roller. And I'm going to pivot back down towards the floor for 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1 more for 1. Wonderful. Nice job, you guys. I'm going to step that leg back from here. And then in this position, I'm going to drop that knee into just a lunge here and then straighten it back up. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keep that leg back. I'm going to turn and face into a second position. And then we're going to take that roller in both hands. I know we're back to rollers. It's everybody's favorite, isn't it? Let's go ahead and keep the feet and turn out. I'm going to reach that roller above my head as I squat down, and then I'm going to squeeze my glutes as I come back up. And again, for 2. Try to keep those knees wide as you squat. 3, chest upright. 4, good. 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9. We're going to hold it down on 10, side bend, back to the center, and side bend the other way for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one each direction here for 1. Awesome. We're going to take that foam roller back down to the floor. I'm going to turn the other direction here. All right. Now I'm going to hinge forward for that forward lunge. Stack it up for 5 more. Good. For 2. Back leg stays straight. 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to hinge forward. Lift that back leg, drive it through. I'm going to reach that back leg back for 5 more. 4, 3. You want a little extra challenge? Go ahead and hover that roller up. 4, and 5. I'm going to keep that leg back from here. And then in this position, I'm going to go ahead and drop that back knee for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. Good. All right. Now, I'm going to turn and face the center of the studio again, or facing you guys. We're going to go back into that wide stance. And let's go ahead and bring that roller back up high. About shoulder height here. Now, in this position, without letting the hips drift, they're squared ahead. I'm going to rotate left, back to the center, rotate right, back to the center. Let's add a squat in there. Squat, rotate, rotate, stack it up, and lift, rotate, rotate, back to the center, lift it back up. 3 more. And all the way up. 2. Good. And last one here. Good. Stack it all the way back up. Let's go ahead and bring those legs a little bit closer from here. We're going to do a few more roll downs before we bring it back down, or bring the roller down to the floor. I'm going to roll it back down. And let's pause here. Straighten out that stretch out those hamstrings by sticking the tailbone up. I'm going to tuck the tailbone under, stack it up again. And let's do 4 more. 4. Good. 3. Awesome. 2. And we're going to hold it down on 1 here. I'm going to hold my hinge forward. And I'm going to extend and tuck just that low back. Feeling a little bit of length through that low back as I tuck under, lifting through that lower core. And I'm extending that tailbone up towards the ceiling, feeling the back of my knees here. 3, 4, and 5. Let's drop that roller to the floor here. All right. Now, a little bit of nerve floss, nerve glide. Let's go ahead and see where our baseline is. So we'll reach forward, touch the floor if we can. And let's bring the hands to the roller from here. All right. Now, I'm going to start with the hinge forward, bending at the elbows, and then straightening it back out. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold the bent elbows on 10. I'm going to bend my knees, drop my hips, straighten my legs, lift them back up for 10 more. I always like this dynamic stretch before we get started on more stuff here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And with each knee bend and straighten, we're going a little bit deeper. 9. Hold those knees straight on 10. I'm going to shift my weight towards the balls of my feet. Lift the heels, lower them back down for 10 more. 9. Taking a good look at your ankles. Are we rolling up nice and evenly, or are our ankles swaying left and right? Do we favor one side of our foot more than the other? Those are all good things to think about as we lift and lower. 4 more. You might feel this a little bit more behind the knee, a little bit more in the calf. 2. And last one, drop the heels, lift the toes from here. Shifting the weight towards those heels, lifting them up and lowering them back down for 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. 6, 7. We're almost there. 8, 9. And last one here for 10. Let's go and reach down, see how much further we got. Hopefully we got quite a bit more range here from that. Now in this position, I'm going to drop my hips down into a deep squat. Roll that roller slightly forward. Okay, try to keep the heels down. We're just going to shift left and right. And let's go ahead and bring the knees down with it. All right. I'm going to put that roller about perpendicular to my knees, horizontal underneath my hands here. Okay. All right, and let's start with our all fours abdominals. And actually, we'll get that out of the way for the class, right? Let's take that roller and put it on our back. We'll start with it so we don't have to end with it, right? Awesome. So just a reminder, the back of our head and our spine should be in line with our roller. And we're going to bring our hands down to the floor. Good. Try to keep that roller nice and centered. Here, out of the way here. All right. Now, just a reminder, if you lose the roller, that's okay. Just keep going. Okay. But the big thing here is to really center yourself and concentrate on that abdominal engagement. So from here, we're going to lower the belly down to the floor. And then we're going to lift that belly button all the way up to the spine here. Now the goal is to not move the spine here. We're getting that deep core engagement. And again, lower that belly. Lift it back up. Very good. And actually, it's good to kind of get this started before we start sitting onto the roller. That way, it's not quite as warped here. Let's go for 5 more. Lowering the belly, pulling, drawing it back in. Maybe even lifting through that pelvic floor. Good. 3 more. It's all right. Keep going. This is a tough one. Last 2. Awesome. And last one. Very good. Now in this position, we're going to lift our left arm up. Bring it back down. Lift the other arm up. Bring it back down. We're going to go back and forth with the arms first, then we'll come down to the legs. Nice job, you guys. Keep going, keep going. Here's 2. We'll go for a nice set of 5 here, trying to keep that spine nice and neutral. Last set of 2 on each side. The challenge here is that weight shift, right? As we lift one arm and the other one plants, we're shifting that weight, trying to keep the rest of the torso stable. All right, bring both hands down. We're going to straighten the back leg out. Pull it back in. We're going to transition to the other leg. Now the big difficulty here is that weight shift, right? Reaching nice and long. Pulling it back in. Now you'll find the concentration here is really important. Not trying to go too fast as we lift and as we lower. Trying to balance that on our back. Here's 4. 4. Now what's nice about this is it kind of gives you an idea of the rotation when you lift and lower your arm and your leg, right? Now if you're trying to avoid rotation or extension in the back, the core is the best way to offset that, to get a little bit more balance. All right, last one. We're going to bring both the arm and the leg into it. But this time we're going to stick with the same arm and leg, so we don't have to worry about the weight shift so much. All right, you guys ready? We're going to draw our belly button up. We brace at the abdominals. Let's lift that arm and leg. Tap the floor. Lift it back up again. Think length, length, length here. We're reaching that arm and leg away from the torso. 3, 4. My left arm is really bracing to support my body here. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way in. Minimal movement as we shift to the other side and we reach up nice and long. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. All right, bonus round. You can always ditch the roller on this one. If you want to still keep the challenge with the roller, if you still have the roller, let's go ahead and go for it. I'm going to tuck my toes under. We're going to go right into a bear plank. Are you ready? We're going to draw that belly button up. Brace, brace, brace. Lift the knees and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Tap it down on 1. Now we got 10-second hold this time. We're going to take a nice breath in. Nice breath out. Lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All the way down on 1. All right, one more set. We got 15 seconds. You guys ready? All right, brace yourselves. Lift and hold 10 or 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and all the way down on 1. Woo, let's take that roller out. We're done with those. Got them out of the way. Nice job, you guys. All right. So since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and bring that roller to my knees this time. All right, I'm going to go into my fists from here. Maybe draw them a little bit more below my knees here. All right. Now, in this position, we're going to do some lower core. So think about rounding the low back, drawing that roller in towards your knees. Then we're going to bring those legs back, or knees right back under the hips. We're going to drive them underneath again for 2. Maybe feel a nice massage on your shins here. 3, 4, 5. Hold it back on 5. We're going to make sure the knees are right underneath the hips. All right. Now, in this position, I'm going to go ahead and go down to my elbows. From here, I'm going to tuck with the toe under on my right leg, lift my left leg up from here. All right. Now, you can tell I'm kind of in a little bit of a forward position. I'm going to lower my leg down, lift it back up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Really reach that leg. 4, 3, 2, and hold it high on 1. We got 5 small circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to flex my heels, straighten it out. Flex at the knee, straighten that toe out for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it long on 1. We rainbow from here. Across the body towards the floor. Lift nice and high to the other side for 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. And 5. Bring that knee down to that roller. Whew. All right, bring the head between the hands here for just a moment. Hips nice and high. All right, now I'm tucking my left toe under. About to pick up my right leg. Let's reach it up nice and long. All right, we lower and lift. Making sure our legs are reaching. Lifting from the glute, right, and not from the back. Whew. Keep on going. Awesome. Lift. Squeeze that glute as you lift. 2 more. Lift it nice and high, and we go right into circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we switch directions for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg long. We're going to flex at the knees, heel to glute. Straighten it back out for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, keep it nice and long on 1, and we rainbow. Cross the body. Lift to the other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. Woo! All right, take those knees off of that roller. Sit back towards the heels, reach those arms nice and long. Woo. Nice job, you guys. We made it. We're going to go ahead and bring that roller forward. I'm going to actually bring my hands onto the roller. I'm going to hinge it forward into a little bit of child's pose. Open up those shoulders a little bit. Let's bring those arms wide to the sides here. We'll just start with a little bit of elevation and depression in the shoulder blades. So letting those shoulder blades come up and straight down the back. Trying to feel some length through the cervical spine here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to walk my elbows to the roller this time. Now we can always start into a kneeling plank. We're going to transition into a full plank, but pick a position that's challenging but also doable. All right, with the roller, it adds a little bit of instability. So I'd say start at the kneeling, transition to the full plank. Starting now. Good. Lift through those shoulders so you're pressing the shoulder blades away from that roller. Dropping the hips. Drawing that belly button in. Nice job. We're halfway there. 15 more seconds. Try not to tense in the neck and shoulders, so keep it nice and low. 5 more seconds. 2. Awesome. And 1. All right. So let's go ahead and go onto our side here. Wonderful job, everybody. I'm gonna bring my head onto that roller. Whew. All right. Now, just a quick reminder, we're keeping the shoulders right on top of one another. So make sure you pull that shoulder underneath your body here so we're not rotated towards the ceiling or towards the floor. Same thing with the hips and your pelvis. So there should be a little space between your side of your body and the mat here. I'm going to take my top leg nice and long. Let's go ahead and lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it high on 1, and we circle from here. Put your hands on your hips. Make sure your pelvis isn't swaying. 2 more. And we switch directions. All originating right from that hip. Maybe feeling it in the glute and the quads here. 1 more in this direction. Wonderful. Let's take that top arm up, straight in front of us. Pull that leg behind. Now, as that arm sweeps back, that leg comes forward. And as that leg comes back, that arm comes forward too. Now, your core should be keeping the torso and the low back stable. 3 more. 2. And last one for 1. Good. Let's stack those legs on top of one another. Woo. All right. Ooh, this roller feels good on my neck here. So make sure the heels are in line with our glutes. We're going to start with the clamshell up, and we're going to lift and tap our knee to knee. Internal rotation, external rotation. Don't let that pelvis open towards the ceiling. Keep it straight ahead. All of that rotation's coming from your thigh or your femur. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one here for 10. Woo, keep that leg open. Now you can open up the pelvis a little bit. I'm going to straighten that bottom leg out, And then I'm going to plant my top leg down behind my bottom leg. All right. Now, in this position, we're going to come on up to our elbow. I'm on my right side, so I'm on my right elbow. From here, okay, and again, shoulder should be right on top. I'm going to take my left arm up. All right, we got a little inner thigh here. We're going to lift and reach that bottom leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. If you can touch your toes, that's awesome. 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. All right, here's our transition. We're going to roll onto our back here. I'm going to put my back onto that foam roller. Woo! All right, now let's support our head with our hands. And in this position, let's go ahead and bring both legs up into tabletop. All right, turn out the knees. We're going to tap one foot down, lift it up, look down at that belly. 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1 more for 5 each direction. Wonderful. Let's bring both feet down. I'm going to reach my arms up towards the ceiling, extend over that roller, reach my arms open, out to the sides, down towards my feet. Come on up, look down at the belly, and then back up from here. For 2, 3, 4. Nice arm circles. Last one for 5. Woo. And let's go and switch directions. Circle it up and over, down to the feet. Round it up and over, feeling that openness through the chest. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Woo. All right, let's go and transition to the other side from here. Ugh. All right. Lying down onto that roller. Ugh. Stacking their shoulders and hips. Find that little mouse hole underneath your oblique here. We're going to lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Try not to collapse into that hole. 4, 3, 2. Hold it high on 1 and we circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we switch directions, keeping that leg nice and long. 3, 4, and 1 more for 5. Let's take that arm forward. Leg starts back. And now we switch. One arm comes, or the arm comes back as the leg comes forward, and the arm comes forward as the leg comes back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more for 1. Bring those legs in, stack them on top. Now we clamshell open. Find that end range, go a little deeper, then tap that knee to the knee. Lift that foot as high as you can. Foot to foot, knee to knee for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, you guys. Deep in the hip. 7, 8. Almost there. 9. And last one here for 10. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and plant that top leg, straighten that bottom leg out. We come up onto our elbow. All right. And we reach for that bottom leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift through that chest. 3, 2, and last one for 1. Awesome. All right, let's take that roller. We're going to go onto our back for a moment. All right. Wonderful. Now let's take those legs up into tabletop here. We're going right into some dead bugs. Tuck the tailbone under. We're going to lower that same arm and leg down towards the mat. Pull it in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more for 1. Bring it all the way in, and we switch to the other side. Lower and lift for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And 1. Awesome. Let's bring the hands down, knees down with it. And let's do a couple of windshield wipers. Loosen up that low back a little bit. Awesome. All right, and let's bring that roller above the head. All right. In this position, I'm going to bridge on up, bring that roller to my hips, and then I'm going to lower it all the way back down for 10. 9, rolling down through the spine, and then rolling up through the spine. Keep on going. Squeezing through those glutes, opening up those hips. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Evenly through the heels on 1. We bring it all the way back down. Let's take that roller, and I'm going to bring it between my glutes and my heels. And then we're going to bridge on up one last time. Let's rest the low back onto that roller. All right, let's start with one leg first. I'm going to straighten my leg up towards the ceiling. Plant my right leg down onto the floor. Let's lift the heels, lower, and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and all the way up to the ceiling on 1, and we circle for 5, towards the ceiling, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take that leg down to the floor. We'll switch to the other leg. Lift the toes, lower the heels for 5, 4. Maybe in your lucky spot, maybe you have the lines on the ceiling to kind of give you some guidance on keeping a nice even lower and a nice even lift. Last one, all the way up to the ceiling. Small circles, 5, 4, 3. Think minimal movement in those hips and that pelvis. Switch directions. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's lift both legs up from here. Straight up to the ceiling. All right, we lower in line with our body or as much as our abdominals can allow. Lift it back up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we circle from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one for 5. Let's switch directions for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more for 5. Nice job. Let's straighten one leg up towards the ceiling, lower the other one down. Now we switch. 1 comes up, 1 comes down for 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, and keep them apart on 10. We're going to circle away from one another, meet it back at the middle, and again for 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Now whatever leg was down comes up, whatever leg was up comes down. We switch directions for 5 more. Circling that same direction. 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. Bring those feet down from here, all the way to the mat. We squeeze the glutes, lift and hover for 10, 9, pulse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift it high on 1, roll that roller out. All right, let's go onto our elbows from here. Nice job, everybody. We got back to the feet and pseudo barrel feet and straps. Kind of fun to come back to from here. So let's go ahead and bring the feet onto that roller. Lift through the chest. Again, the elbows are right underneath your shoulders here. All right, so let's start with both legs out. Pulling it back in. Keeping that lift through the chest. 3 more. 2. And 1. Hold those legs straight from there. I'm going to press my right heel into that roller. Lift the left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up on 1. Bring that knee in. And then we switch. 1 leg straightens, 1 leg bends. 2, 3. Lift through that chest. 4. Do not sink into the shoulders for 5. Straighten it out. Switch legs. All right. Press that left leg heel in. We lift and lower for 5, 4. Keep a nice triangle behind the back. 3, 2, and 1. Draw that knee in. And then we switch. 1 comes in, 1 comes out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those legs in. Roll that roller in with it. Come on up to a seated position. All right, guys. Nice job. So let's take that roller. We'll place it back towards our back again. We're going to lie on back. All right. I'd say mid back, mid to upper back. And let's cradle our head with our hands here. All right. Now I'm going to bring my elbows in towards one another. And I'm going to open my chest up as my elbows come out. And open it up towards the ceiling. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's bring it in. Take my left arm off. I'm going to circle and reach up towards the corner of my mat. And I'm going to bring it back up towards my knee. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back in. Let's bring the hand to the head. Switch to the other hand. We reach up and open, feeling that openness through the chest, and then back down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring that hand behind the head. Now I'm going to go right into some some marches here. So I'm going to bring my leg up, bring it down, and then the other one with it for 1, 2, 3. Again, minimal shift in our weight as we transition, right? That's part of the concentration here. Keeping that nice stable pelvis and low back as our 1 leg lifts and as it lowers. 3 more to each side. 2. And last one. Very good. We're going to bring ourselves all the way up to seated from here. Keep that roller behind you. I'm going to bring my heels about the width of maybe to the corners of my mat here. All right, let's bring the arms nice and wide. I'm going to turn. I'm going to reach towards my foot. Stack it all the way back up. Reach towards my other foot. And then stack. Good. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 5. Let's take that roller to the legs. All right. Now, for us mamas, or maybe if you have osteoporosis, you're not going to go all the way to the floor, but if you can, try to work on your roll downs all the way down to the floor. For if you're either pregnant or have osteoporosis, like myself, I haven't been pregnant, I'm only going to go maybe into a tuck and then stack it up. But for everybody else, try to go all the way down. We're going to roll it back towards the mat, and then we're going to stack it all the way back up. Good. Trying to keep the pressure onto that roller. And then all the way up. Rocking back off those sit bones. And then all the way back up. Now the pressure in that roller should give you a little bit of an assist coming back up. Now I love this because we did this standing. Now this feels a little bit more core focused, right? And as you roll back with that roller, you can kind of feel where how your hands should kind of reach as you come up and as you come down. So when you take that roller away, then you can kind of feel where that core really assists in getting you down and back up. All right, let's do a couple more. Good, and the last one. Wonderful, let's come all the way back up to seated. We're gonna bend the knees, take that roller up, and then we're gonna balance on top of those sit bones. All right, now the roller's on top of my knees and I have my hands on the outsides. Now in this position, I'm gonna lift the roller up and then back to my knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up on 1. Let's straighten the knees out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the feet down. Woo, nice job, you guys. All right, I'm gonna put the roller to the side for just a second. All right, and then let's go on to our side. Let's do an actual side plank here. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna go onto my knees, but if you wanna take it a step further, go onto your feet, okay? Just a reminder, elbows right underneath that shoulder. I'm gonna reach my arm up towards the ceiling, okay? We're gonna lift and hold, hold, hold. We're gonna go for a nice 30 seconds. Square up those shoulders. Make sure we're not rotated forward or back. Your shoulder girdle should feel nice and even weight distribution here. You should kind of feel good balance in that shoulder. Awesome, we're halfway there. Very good. Nice job, you guys. 3, 2, 1, drop those hips. We're gonna turn, bring the hand to the head, lift the knees. And then we're gonna turn back, lift the hips. There you go. Now you might have to go into that kneeling side plank for these ones. For 2, 3, 4, and last one for 5. Good. Let's flip to the other side here. Ooh. All right. Wonderful. We're going to give ourselves 10 seconds before we start. 5 seconds, actually. Sorry. All right. Find your position. Lift and hold. All right. We got a solid 30 here. Same concept as all 4's abdominals. You're cinching through those deep core muscles here. Awesome. Halfway there, you guys. Nice job. Lift through that chest. Square up those hips and shoulders. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We drop the hips, bend the knees, draw them in, drop the knees, lift the hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one for 1. Woo! All right, let's go on to all 4's again. We'll grab that roller. All right. Now I'm going to keep it vertical here on that roller, and I'm going to bring my hands onto the mat here. Okay. All right. Now in this position, I'm tucking my toes under here. Okay. Now I'm just going to tap and rotate at the pelvis, dropping that knee and lifting it back up. Again, you should feel this slightly in the core. We're getting a little shift through the pelvis here. Here's 3, 4, and 5. Let's roll that roller to the other side. All right, right under that knee here. We're going to find our center as we lift them both up. I'm going to drop that knee to the floor, lift it back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! All right, now let's combine it here. I'm going to take that roller between my knees this time. Let's give it a little squeeze and pelvic floor lift. Similar to the L4s abdominals we did on our back, we're going to release slightly, lower the belly, lift and squeeze that roller. Maybe you might feel your hips kind of reset into place here, your pelvis. Release. Keep that back nice and neutral. Squeeze and lift through that pelvic floor. Lift the pelvic floor. Let's do 3 more. 2. And 1. Now I'm going to shift my weight to my left knee. I'm going to roll that roller up my leg slightly with my right knee. Roll it back down. Shift my weight to the right knee. Lift the left one. Roll it up. And then back down. And again. Kind of shifting left and right to each leg here. So we kind of did this eccentrically, or kind of with the lengthening phase with our knee on the roller. Now we're doing a little bit more of an active version of this, right? We call this concentric. Let's do 1 more each side. Very good. Awesome. Now let's keep the roller there. Okay. I'm going to sandwich my hands, maybe not my hands on the roller, but my knees are going to stay against the roller here. Now in this position, let's do some shoulder mobility while we're here. I'm going to lower my chest towards the roller, let the shoulder blades come together. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down the back. Then I'm going to press my shoulder blades away, lift, pull them back together, kind of like I'm making a circle with my shoulder blades here. Lowering, pulling them together, lifting and separating them apart. For 3, 4, and 5. And let's switch directions for 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one for 5. Wonderful. Now I'm going to take that roller out from here. And then I will not be going onto my stomach. I'll be laying onto my heels. But everybody else, just basically because I'm pregnant, but everyone else, go ahead and go onto your stomach and onto your chest. These other ones I'm going to do onto my knees. Okay. Now, in this position, I'm going to hinge forward. So we kind of start with some shoulder elevation depression here. Let's do a couple more of those. We're going to lift the shoulders up, lower them back down. And again for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we go into extension here. So we're going to pull those shoulder blades down the back, press down into that roller, lift through the chest, lengthen through the spine, and then we're going to lower it all the way back down. Awesome. Pull and lift. Good. And then lower it all the way back down for 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to lower back down, hinge it forward, and then I'm going to bend my elbows in towards the side, roll that roller right underneath the nose, and then back above the head for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and reach that roller forward on 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring my body up off of the mat here. And let's stretch one leg forward. All right. Now you can also grab that roller, stand it up if you need a little bit more of assist or something to counter here. And I'm going to shift my hips forward. We did a lot of hip flexor type of movements here, strengthening today. I'm going to feel that stretch to the front of the hip, tuck my tailbone under, lift through the chest. And I'm going to shift my weight back, extend through that knee, feel the stretch in that hamstring. Let's do 4 more. Forward, back, good. 3, 4, and 5. Keep that forward hinge. I'm going to rotate out or towards my knee. I'm going to straighten that leg out. Wonderful. Hold here for just a moment. All right, let's bend that knee. Now I'm going to turn, pivot onto my knee here. I'm going to straighten that leg out here. Now I'm taking that roller kind of in front of me here so I have a little bit more lift here. But what I'm going to do is keep my hands onto the roller, shift my weight back so I get a little more inner thigh stretch, and then back up a little bit. So kind of hinging it back, sitting back towards that back leg, and then stacking it back up again. Feeling that whole right inner thigh here. Good. One more. Wonderful. Let's drop that knee, and then we're going to turn to the other direction here. All right. I'm going to take that roller back up again because it's a nice support there. We're going to shift that weight forward, lift through the chest, squeeze that glute of the back leg, open up the hip. We're going to shift our weight back, lift the toes, feel that hamstring stretch, and then we're going to shift our weight forward again. For 2, 3, awesome, 4, one more for 5. Ooh, nice job, everybody. We did a lot of hip stuff. Let's bring it forward. I'm going to rotate towards that knee again. Open up the shoulders. I'm going to straighten that leg out. Get a little more outer thigh here. Woo. Hold it for just a moment. All right. Good job, everybody. We're going to go ahead and pivot back towards the edge of our mat here. Take the roller to the floor. And that front leg is nice and long. We're going to do our inner thigh stretch here, hinging it back, and then shoulders over the hands again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. All right, last thing here, we're going to go onto all fours one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and cross my right leg in front of my left. So it's kind of, we haven't done this before, but this is a good hip stretch here. So in this position, we're going to sit back slightly and towards that hip of the front leg. Maybe side bend a little bit. Then we're going to bring it back to the center. We're going to switch legs here. Sitting back. Awesome. All right. Wonderful job, everybody. Stay onto your knees here. If you feel comfortable, if you need to sit down, crisscross applesauce, go for it that way too. But we're going to do our side bends here. We're going to reach up and over and then bring it back to the other side. Awesome. Trying to keep that opposite hip down. Now, if this feels uncomfortable being on your knees, you can sit on the foam roller. Okay, that's also another option. Nice job, everybody. Bringing back the foam rollers. We rocked it. You guys did great. Thanks for bearing with me in my pregnancies stuff. But I hope it was a good class for everybody. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Wonderful. Let's plant the hand to the side. We're going to reach the other hand down. Just kind of get that lower or that whole rotational stretch here. Maybe shift the hips wide to the other side away from the hands. Breathing through the back here. Lowering the shoulders. Awesome. Let's reach that hand up nice and high. Circle them out. And then to the other side, shift the hips away again. Awesome. All right, we'll bring it back up. Open up the chest. And we will finish with that today, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys next week. We'll go back to balls next week.